left off, our intrepid adventurers.
Mighty hero.
That's strong. The party had been separated, had gone their own ways after leaving the elemental plane of air. That little pocket dimension had become unstable upon upon capturing the elemental storm lord. And then Talos showed up and was super pissed and fried a frog with lightning. Yep. After that, everybody got blasted into different dimensions. Gaston, Boomer, and Skippy got thrown into the Feywild, where they made some friends. And Boomer discovered some unsettling things about people from his past, or a personage from his past. And Skippy has no soul. That's not new, but I like to bring it up every now and again. Nico was thrown, pulled into the Shadow Realm.
It's still disputed.
Okay. Nico was pulled into the Shadow Realm and had some disturbing visions, maybe prophetic visions, we don't know.
It could have been anything.
Could have been anything, we don't know. Anyway, he knows that the Raven Queen is not super pleased. She's got plans.
I think it was a good sign.
And then Felix and Abigail were...
Took a trip down under.
Felix and Abigail were pulled to the 8th level of the 9 Hells and went to the Grand Palace, where they met up with Mephistopheles, and Felix made an offer that Abigail did not want him to make, but that offer was accepted. Felix is in the 30-day trial period to become the herald of Mephistopheles. All he has to do is slay the current herald.
He's still a good guy, so
has to do is slay the current herald of Mephistopheles, at which point he will inherit a royal title of the 8th level of the 9 Hells. He will become the Lord of Bones. Which this
Abigail will be pleased with that.
Oh, sorry, not the Lord of Bones, the Baron of Bones.
Yep.
Which actually, there's a whole lot of stuff that actually goes along with entering into the royal politics of the 9 Hells, which I don't know if Felix fully grasps, but nonetheless, that title will be held.
He's pretty smart. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Oh no, he'll figure it out real quick. The party then made their way back to the material plane in different ways, but they all met up in a small coastal town on the Sword Coast, which Nico met a friend. What was his name? I forget now.
The drunken...
Lynn, right?
The drunken monk.
Lynn?
Met up with Lynn, a monk who was down on his luck and trying to do some adventuring to get back. Lynn had a secret that he knew was somewhere buried underneath that town, and he had told Nico that there was great wealth attached to this secret. Nico, of course, tried to discourage him.
I tried so hard.
Yeah. But Lynn would not be denied. Turns out the secret was the tomb of a Dread Knight, who is a paladin who was a paladin who had forsaken his oaths and his god and was being punished. They disturbed that punishment, and for their temerity, one of them had to be sacrificed, and well, it was Lynn. During the fight where the group was trying to fend off the Dreadlord and his undead hordes, part of the town was destroyed. Some great big dwarf smashed through a roof, set the building on fire. A bunch of townspeople were killed.
I'm pretty sure that was a demon.
Who knows? It had horns.
That's true. It had a big scary mask.
Yeah. Was it a mask? Who could say?
Who can say? Yeah.
Who could say? I mean, it did have a very distinct mohawk. Before and after, its face looked like a dwarf or a demon.
Could have been anyone.
But who could say? So, we rejoin our group now in the aftermath of the Dreadlords, in the aftermath of the Dreadlords' attack, where the town was, it was beat up, some of the townsfolk were killed. We join up now with our party in the aftermath of that attack.
Yeah, so Nico's just going to stride out into the middle of all the devastation.
Yeah.
Just be like, townspeople rejoice, we have saved the town! Huzzah!
Upon this pronouncement, a few of the people come out of the town. A few people come out of their houses and their fields, some of them with horrible gaping wounds, bites from the zombies, some burns from the flaming skulls, some of them carrying the bodies of children or dragging those of adult loved ones with them. They hear your pronouncement and look upon you with blank, stony faces.
Bring your wounded! I have an expert healer here who will cure all of your ailments. Right, Gaston?
Skippy steps forward with a potion bottle. Here you oh, right.
Oh, not good enough. That one's better.
I am happy
I've got all different shapes and sizes.
Yes, Gaston is happy to heal anyone. They just need to read the small little pamphlet.
Can you
Sign the disclaimer at the end.
Anyone that doesn't want to read a pamphlet can come to me.
We're going to be reading.
I would suggest the pamphlet.
Yeah, there's a couple of people who
They might need the pamphlet for something else afterwards.
There's a couple of people that see the holy symbol on Gaston's shield, and they hear I can read the and everybody's like, oh. And a couple of people step up towards Skippy, and they're like, can you heal us?
Yeah, of course. What? Just come, form an orderly line, and I'll be right with you.
Is Boomer still big?
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Can I be behind Skippy? Like, I'm still learning.
Have you got your certificate still, Boomer?
Not on me.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will encourage the children or smaller ones to come to me, and larger people in need to go towards Boomer.
All right. Here we go. So you. One of the adults steps up towards Boomer. One of the adults steps up towards Boomer, and he's got a broken arm, and there's like bite marks all down his arm.
What's the problem?
And he says, "My arm, it's broken, and one of those things bit me all over." And you can see that it's around the wound. It's like black, and there's what looks like an ink stain spreading under the skin, like that blackness is sort of spreading on the arm. And there's there's a clear break in the arm.
Is the
Felix will
blackness
come up and be like, "Blood brothers."
Is the blackness like spreading quickly? Like, does it look like it might be something more than just like an actual anatomical thing? Like, could it like physiological thing? Could it be like? Does it look like magical to me as well?
It's moving pretty quick.
Okay, I'll point. Gaston might need your help here, but in the meantime, I can certainly give you something to take the edge off.
You take the arm off.
And he says, yeah, so, Boom, I need to roll a medicine check for me.
We're also encrypted.
Do me or Rob?
Boomer, I need Boomer to roll a medicine check.
Boomer, okay.
To Boomer and ask him about his arm.
Okay.
All right, you get it. There we are. Watch the magic happen. All right.
That guy's losing an arm.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Boomer, this guy steps up. And Boomer, you can clearly see that, like, this arm, like, the arm is broken and this blackness is spreading down and up the arm, like, it's moving, starting to move towards his torso. And you, having had some experience with zombies and the undead
And werewolves.
and werewolves, you can you don't know exactly what this is, but, like, given the speed and sort of the color of it, you can recognize a magical infection when you see it. And you know of one surefire way to cure said magical infection.
All right. I've looked for a stick.
Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of rubble around where houses.
Grab a stick. All right. Open your mouth.
The guy goes, "Oh, are you?" He shoved the stick in there. The guy.
Do you go sideways or long ways with the stick?
He rolled a 5.
Yes.
He rolled a 5.
Turns out it wasn't like doesn't really matter. Like Boomer grabbed something that was sort of as long as it was wide. In the guy's face.
Maybe it was the frame of his child or something.
Yeah.
And then I will.
Administer the medicine.
Yep.
All right.
Send his arm out.
Yeah, you grab it like because you're still big, so you just sort of hold the arm out, kind of dangle the guy from his arm.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Don't roll a 1.
With advantage.
All right. With advantage.
Yeah.
Roll twice. First. So 21.
Oh,
Second
yeah.
one. Yeah, we're going with the second or the first one.
Yeah.
21.
Surgical precision. You lop it off right between, as you're holding the guy up, you give him a little jerk like that to separate the shoulder a little bit. Bah! Right between sort of the, is that humerus?
Humorous, yeah.
Gaston pipes up. I have pamphlets.
There are a few people in line that look at this, like look at Boomer, like holding the arm. Boomer, you gotta throw the arm away, like it's all. And when you lop it off, after you lop it off, the fist, the hand is actually is still grasping.
Oh, it's going full Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, no, this guy got bit by the undead. Like it's and so like it's the hand is still grasping and moving even after you cut it off.
I wanna run in and like put something on the open wound to like try and coagulate the wound.
Like acid or Greek fire
So you
oil?
don't really have anything to coagulate. You do have a lot of cauterization elements.
Yeah, maybe I'll cauterize the wound then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob's just like, Gaston's just over there like,
It's only 3 pages long.
It's like,
It's amazing how people the lengths people will go to not read.
Skippy, you step forward. Go ahead and give me an intelligence. Give me a Give me an intelligence check with advantage because you're dealing with alchemical components.
Okay.
It's amazing how much better decisions, how many better decisions you'll make in your life with a little bit of knowledge.
20.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you step up. You spread some of your more flammable stuff on there and touch it off. Boom.
I might use like a...
There's like this little flare that comes out of its shoulder, and there's a smell of. It kind of smells like bacon a little.
Oh no!
The guy screams super loud, but when you step away, the wound is completely cauterized and is no longer bleeding, and definitely looks free of infection.
Is he? How big is he? Like, is he a regular human-sized?
Yeah, regular human size, probably he's like 5, probably like 5'10".
Could I flip him over? Like, is he on his back or is he like?
Leg? He's sort of on his side, like he fell after Boomer cut him down, like he was on his side and you cauterized him, so he's kind of on his side. You can like roll him onto his stomach.
Oh yeah, so he's okay. Yeah, I mean if he's on his side, that might still be okay. If I have an access, I would try and administer. I'd try and administer a potion to him as well, like max gains.
Give me a strength athletics check.
If you need help with.
Yeah, I might do.
Start to strip this poor.
Oh!
I rolled a 1.
You just break it on his butt.
Yeah. So after he comes to, and you're like kind of, you're down there having a. Yeah, he comes to, and you're down there having a rummage, and he fights. He's a fighter. Like he is.
All right.
Even with one arm, he's. Do you call for Nurse Boomer?
I would be a Boomer. Need
Nurse Boomer. All right,
Boomer, go ahead. Give me a strength athletics check to hold him down.
I'm gonna kill him.
Probably. More than likely.
You respect his strength, right?
Does a 27 do it?
Okay.
Yeah, Boomer reaches down with two massive hands, and you grab sort of around like the top of him, and sort of at the bottom, and you sort of have him assume the position for proper medical application.
Can I then have another go?
Oh yeah, no. So you don't. So yeah, just go ahead and So you administer the potion.
Excellent. Yeah.
So yeah, you whip down his trousers, and you grab a healing potion, and you sort of you cork that thing in, give it a twist, and then you shotgun it basically. You can pull the tab on the back, and it jettisons in. Carbonate all of those healing potions for this eventuality. Yeah. So, yep. And so you jam it in there, shotgun it in. The guy screams as you're doing this, and you're like, don't clench. Don't fight it. Yeah, don't fight it. Don't. And you run your hand down the side of his face. The guy regains some health. You can the stump where his arm used to be is no longer red, but he from the entire experience, the guy passes out again. He passes out. He sort of falls. He just sort of falls down. There's this small amount of flatulence from his prone figure, and like a tinkling as the bottle falls out.
Job well done.
Yep, you stand up and turn around to a now thinning crowd that has now shifted over towards Gaston.
Maybe that pamphlet isn't so bad, though.
But there's still probably like 5 or 6 people that are like, yeah, it doesn't seem as bad as whatever this guy iron cheer me on here. So they step up. Their wounds aren't quite as bad as this guy. You don't see any like bite marks or anything, but you definitely do see there are like burns and some more common things. But seeing Boomer just sort of hulking back there with his hands like that, a lot of them just go, "It's fine," and they just start pulling pants down. Like, no need for this. It's fine. And there's a few of them that just go, you know what? I'll walk it off. Like I'll just rub some dirt on it. It's not so bad. Yeah, one guy, like his leg is severed below the knee, and he's fine. He's fine. A bunch of people come over to you, Gaston, after seeing, that little medical demonstration. A bunch of them have come over and are gladly reaching for pamphlets.
Do we see anyone else with like the like werewolf looking black, like there's a lot of it around?
There's quite a few people that have those bite marks and that spreading blackness.
Oh.
How many people?
There are
A lot of amputees.
there are 17.
Wow.
Not that many spells.
How many are going to Felix?
Swing your axe.
Well, Felix, you're sort of the next stop after. Depending on how the care goes here.
Maybe we can like.
You could have an assembly line.
I do have Animate Dead prepared right now, so.
I have a question.
It's not the animating part you got to worry about.
If I use Lesser Restoration, which will cure the disease, could I create some sort of a ritual and use a higher level spell slot to grab like more people? So if I grabbed all 17 people, put them in a ritual circle, and burned a 7th level spell, would that work?
Yeah. So you. It'll take time to prepare the ritual. Give me a religion check.
That's fair.
23. Yeah. So yeah, you're sort of on your knees and you're like, oh, Ogma, like we're about to lose a lot of potential converts here. If you can help one of the faithful out, that would be a huge bonus here. You sit down. There's a flash. So while you're praying, there's a flash of light, and the knowledge of how to create this ritual pops into your head. And so you quickly set to work preparing this sort of mass lesser restoration. And it's a lot like, and but you're like Ogma tells you, he's like, this is kind of it. Like this is going to take a lot out of you to do this. He's like, be prepared. You are about to become a live wire, religiously speaking. So knowing this,
Wait, do I get the hint that I should be taking some hallucinogenics while I'm doing this?
You might want to concentrate on what you're doing.
Turns out,
We're the good guys.
Turns out you won't need it.
All right, excellent. Just want to make sure I don't need any herbs to help me out here.
Well, I mean, like I imagine Gaston, like at this point, Gaston like always has like a joint in his mouth. Like it's not a lot. It's just enough to take the edge off. Like he's got a yeah. It's just sort of
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not anything strong. It's like no. I just need this to get my head right. Like this.
Has Gaston perfected microdosing?
Oh yeah, that's essentially what's going on.
I have a +10 to medicine, so.
Macrodosing.
So yeah, you. So yeah, I perfected it. Oh, did you? So yeah, you prepare the ritual. and the knowledge that's in your head, you're like, this is going to hurt. Like this is gonna hurt. Do you still proceed?
Yeah.
God, what the best. That's not saying a lot. And so
It's a low bar.
it's a low bar. You tripped over it. So you set up this ritual. You gather the 17 people who, and it's spreading. Like you can see them. Like some of them have to be sort of like carried or pushed into the circle.
Yeah. Let them know this is going to be happening at the grace of Ogma, and that.
Oh yeah. Like you're sort of spreading the word. And as you draw out this ritual, the ground that you prepared begins to glow, and there's like this holographic looking golden book appears out of the ritual and then opens up, and pages flip as the ritual is prepared and begins to sort of kick off. And the entire time you're in contact with Olma, and you're praying, and you're sort of chanting a litany of words, mostly in the not necessarily secret, but in the learned language of the Temple of Ogma.
Can I use major image to make it look to people like it's Nico?
So I sound like a stuck-up prick. Excellent. I'm smarter than you. You can't even understand what I'm saying. That's how smart I am.
You can attempt that.
I mean, like not neat, but like as if Gaston summoned like a spiritual Nico to heal them, rather than like a book. Make it
I'd like to grab Nico and teleport back to Tanith.
So you can do that. You do recognize sort of when Gaston is directly connected to his god. And if you were to do this, you know that you would be directly pissing off a deity.
Do I see Nico trying to do this?
Another deity, sorry. Another deity.
Do I see Nico trying to set this up? Do I see the gears turning?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see Nico like I already see him like writing his speech to bring this small town into the Duchy of Costco, and there's a whole section there about fire safety.
Yeah,
and you can see him start there's shadows that are starting to form around his hand. And he's looking at it, and you've seen him do shit like this before. So yeah, you see him kind of going, okay, I'm gonna put my face and I'm gonna do this thing here.
I would like to telepathically talk to Nico and say, stop.
Come on, man, you used to be cool. What's going on?
These people have been through enough. We're not gonna be here long enough. Once we leave, they're gonna have to rebuild and deal with all this shit.
Yeah, to pay their tithes to the Duchy of Nico, yeah.
Yeah, you can preach your fire safety, that's fine. Obviously, they need it.
Uh-oh.
Obviously.
Raising his hand.
I mean, God, one giant dwarf smashed through a building and the whole fucking thing went up.
Yes,
What
Master
kind of
Boomer.
fire safety is that?
Yes, Boomer?
I'm just gonna start healing people.
Don't heal anyone in the circle, Boomer.
I guess I'll look around and go, yeah, I guess this place is pretty trashed anyway.
If I see
Okay,
Nico start
fine.
to do something, I'm going to counterspell it. I gotta go help my family inside real quick.
Okay, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, whatever, shut that shit down.
Okay, this is all, dude. All right, so the ritual goes off. There's a massive column of light beams down into the now almost real-looking open book that has surrounded all of these people. Gaston is positioned at the head of the book. Your hands are spread wide, and as you're looking at Gaston, you see white light pour out of his eyes and his mouth and his nose and his ears, wow. pure celestial radiance is now emanating from Gaston, and his skin begins to become like translucent.
Ogma was inside me.
Oh, Ogma's deep inside you. Yeah, like, and Gaston, for a while you lose your sense of self and your connection to even reality begins to kind of blur and move away. And for a moment, the amount of knowledge that's in your head is, you know too much. Like, there is way more than any mortal was ever supposed to be able to comprehend and know, and the amount of memory and time and things, even the concept of linearity for you begins to blur, and you see yourself in multiple timelines, and you see yourself in multiple lives lived in the past, in the present, in the future. Some of this you can't tell if it's real, if these are actual lives, that like actual branching realities, or if these were just if this was just
what ifs?
Predictions based on very advanced models that Ogma had, or based on variables and based on conditions that you have. If these were just likely events that could have happened, and Ogma was able to calculate these based on knowledge that he has that is incomprehensible to mortals. But you see yourself as a king, you see yourself as a beggar, you see yourself as a thief, you see yourself...
Oh, the beggar and thief, that's not right. The king, that's real.
You see yourself as an old man surrounded by grandchildren. You see yourself cradling the now dead form of a child. You see yourself as a carpenter. You see yourself just with thousands of trades, thousands of lives, all these things splintering off from 1,000 different places, 1,000 little choices that you made, some of which you knew were big decisions, some of which you knew that you had no consequence at all, but they all have these splintering realities that you seem to live all at once. From those on the outside, those of you see Gaston just sort of disappear in a pure, you see him just become this pure light that seems to suffuse itself all throughout the people inside this ritual, and even goes outside of the ritual and touches people that were outside of it, but were within sort of 20 feet. Begins to touch them and heal some of their minor wounds and cleanse even their clothes and stuff, become cleaner.
See, Nico's gonna look over at Felix and see, I would have made this look cool.
I would have made this look cool. This fucking shit show here. The light begins to fade.
Do you really want this as part of your kingdom here, Mr. Duke? This beat patch?
See, unlike you, Felix, I see the potential in people. I don't expect you to understand. It's fine. Carry on.
So the light begins to fade. The light fades out. All of you were blinded for momentarily to prevent the peak of this ritual. The light fades out. And you see Gaston is unconscious. Passed out, face down.
Healing? Does Gaston need healing?
Oh no. He's smoking. He's unconscious, and there's little tendrils of smoke that are coming off him. The people that are in the circle, and now there is burned, permanently. It's etched into the ground in ways that you can't really understand. It's almost crystalline. Is the symbol of Ogma.
Wow.
Burned into the ground in this massive ritual, and Gaston is sort of face down at the top of the ritual, And all the people in it, all of the wounds, the sort of these separating bite marks that had this black spreading to them are now completely healed. The bite marks are gone. Their clothes are clean, cleaner than like most of them have ever been in their entire lives. And all of them, very briefly, all of them are touched with knowledge far beyond what their educational background would give them. All of them know what has happened, and they know the cost that Gaston has paid, and they all are acutely aware that Ogma has gifted them with a second chance in life, and that Gaston is the one who sort of paid the price to do that. So you guys rush over there. Gaston is unconscious. He does not seem to be breathing.
Oh.
Inca's going to run over immediately and start administering CPR to his faithful servant.
No, leave him on his front. Let me get a healing potion in first.
No, Gaston! No! I know you wanted to give everything you could for the Duchy of Koska, but this was too much. I've never asked you to make such a sacrifice. Why? Why must the good die young? So
I imagine while this is going on, that in the background, because some of the people decide like, nah, I'm just gonna walk it off. I'm gonna put some dirt on it.
Yeah.
They're like I'm not gonna get healed. Boomer's chasing someone around, being like, come back and let me heal you.
Well, if these guys weren't soldiers, they have a chance to be.
So yeah, Boomer's chasing them with an axe in one hand and a healing potion in the other. He's like, I'm
get my certificate.
So you're. So unfortunately, all the people in the circle know what happened.
Yeah.
So
they know he made the sacrifice.
No. Oma has gifted them with the knowledge of exactly who he was.
I'm gonna run over to Gaston and like shake him, like Gaston.
He does.
Then I'm gonna take one of my greater healing potions and go full entry.
So yeah, luckily Gaston, being Gaston, he has a hat. With a rear hatch.
Nice.
It's got a couple of
quick release.
Yeah, what's up?
I said front and back, quick release.
But yeah, yep. It's got just a couple of like quick thumb screws. You open the hatch. You are not surprised to learn that Gaston goes commando.
I imagine there's
Very
not a lot
convenient.
of resistance.
What's up?
So I imagine there's not a lot of a resistance with the insertion of said potion.
No. And like weirdly enough, you're looking at it and you're like, why is he doing it? Like there's like just inexplicably there's a high quality lubricant that is already applied to the area.
I'll have to ask him about it later.
Or not. Oh, and yeah. So you open it up. There's lubricant, and there's like a string of like two beads coming out of his ass.
Do I think shocking grass would be an AED?
I think I'll remove the beads and replace them quickly with the bottle.
So you start pulling, and it's like. And they're getting progressively larger.
Starting a lawnmower, just rip it.
Yeah.
Like a stage magician.
And so you sort of like you pull it out, and you go, does he have an extra dimensional ass? Like what is happening? Like, he's got an ass of holding? What is going on?
There's a gerbil that pops out.
Bunch of flowers.
Let me wings.
At the very end, the very last one that you pull out is rotating. You pull it out and it's just going whoop, 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 like that. And so you pop that thing out. Yeah, it's such a holy symbol of oak, but yeah, you pull it out. You pull it out, and it's just this book. Fuck. And so yeah, you get the last one out, and you actually have to hold on to the bottle so that it doesn't fall in. Like you just sort of tip them up and just sort of, you shotgun, you pull the little thing, it goes whoosh, and just, shoots in. You get a little splashback of, holy God. And then you hear the last drop, like, it sounds like echoing down a well when you drop a coin. How much? Go ahead and roll the dice for see how much hit points Gaston gets back.
I'm trying to find the.
I'm assuming I'm at 0 currently.
Oh, you are at 0. All of your spell slots are spent. Oh wow!
Excellent.
Where is my?
Try inventory.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
Do I think a shocking grasp would work as an AED right now?
There it is. Oh,
Medicine check.
Well,
Please be better than a 5.
if you'd have grasped the anal beads.
I'm not touching those.
Right.
I can have my familiar do it.
Don't leave your goddamn
44.
anal beads in the dishwasher.
Amelia just looks at you like,
Yeah, Jeff's all. No, you're gonna have to destroy me. I'm not doing it.
No. My bat familiar, not Jeff.
What's up?
13.
My actual familiar
13
bat.
Gaston, you heal for 13. Your familiar pops into existence. You tell it what to do, and it just goes nope, and then kills itself.
destroy you. Yep.
Yep.
So Gaston's at 13 hit points.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Gaston, you.
And I will I'll try and like push the anal beads back in after.
Skippy, give me a history check.
A what check?
History.
History.
Why does she need a history check for my anal beads?
9.
So, in all the excitement, you're like, in the bird. You're like, there's a wobbly end. You're like, oh, did you like that? Is that the first or the last? Oh, shit. You kind of go, kind of push them in there. That ought to do. That ought to do. And then you got the hatch roll. Yeah.
So do I leave like a loop of them hanging out?
And so yeah, you're like it's like trying to close a hastily packed suitcase. Like you're all just there we go.
And then just close the.
And then twist the things and you do that. That's how it was. I think that's how it was. Fine.
It must mean he's awake now.
Gaston, you come to, and it's very disorienting. Like your mind is still flooded with this sort of haze of memories that you're not sure if they're yours, if they are or not. But slowly, your mind, like they begin to fade away like a bad dream.
Oh, so before they start fading, Gaston's going to pull out a bunch, get on his knees, pull out the papers and a pen, and start writing them down as fast as he can.
So yeah, you try to write down as much of it as you can, but a lot of it just comes out garbled. Like, I mean, you're starting out, and it's like you have part of one life, and it ends with another, and there's a middle part somewhere in there, and you write as much of it as you can down. Give me an intelligence check to see how much of it you hang on to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be amazing. Oh, well, 18. Just has to be written down. This is one of those experiential moments that he's just going to write, stick in a book somewhere, and say, this happened.
Some of it isn't even like you don't even write it down in words. Some of it are sketches. Like there's intermittent like you sketch some of it is words. Like it's all like you're just trying to get all of it as much of it out as you can. And Skippy, you're kind of like, because he sits up and you hear this like clang inside of his armor, and you're like, I don't think I packed that right. And then but he sits up as he starts sketching. You look over his shoulder, and you can see it looks like madness, like just this spider web of words and pictures, and just this amalgamation of of nonsense. But the more you stare at it, you can see, you recognize the pictures are all Gaston, but Gaston at different ages, Gaston with different scars that he had, Gaston with, Gaston with, just a different demeanor where you're like, yeah, I guess that's Gaston, but man, he doesn't, that's just not how his face is set. Like, I mean, those are the features that, like, he looks like a different person. And then the words are like, you're looking at the words, and the words are just a combination of all the languages that Gaston knows. And so you can only pick out some of the words that are in common, and but you're looking at it, you're like, oh God, I hope that he came back right. Like, I hope, like, oh boy. Gaston, you managed to get, like, you just, I mean, with your auto quill, writing furiously, you're just sort of talking as fast as you can. This thing is writing. You're sketching pictures. You managed to fill 5 pages.
Excellent. I have 5 pages of insanity notes. Got it.
Yep. You have 5 pages of stuff that, I mean, you could spend the rest of your life trying to go through it, and who knows?
Actually, the whole thing is not to go write it down. This is going to be a chapter in the book of, this is what happened, this is my experience, next chapter.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anything more other than the fact that I recorded the experience.
So all the people that were in the ritual begin to move towards you, Gaston, and all of them are, as they move towards you, they kneel down, sort of get down to where you're at, and all of them reach a hand out, sort of in benediction, and they just want to touch part of your tabard, your shield, part of the book that you're on, the Book of Ogma. Like, I mean, just
avoid the rear side.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a little leaky, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, like, yeah, I mean, they're just trying to like put a hand on you and touch you.
Yeah, Nico kind of looked at him, typical Gaston making stuff. So
I'll telepathically talk to Nico and be like, hold up, watch this.
And all of them are saying, prayers to Ogma as they're touching you, and now those that witnessed it, except for the one guy that Boomer's chasing, those that witnessed it are moving in closer in around you, and all of them are on their knees saying prayers and of thanks to Ogma for saving the people of the town.
Boomer, get back here.
Am I on the inside of the circle or on the outside? On the inside.
Yeah, you were right next to Gaston's ass.
So I want to like scoot around. Like, once I see that Gaston has finished writing all of his notes, I want to like scoot around in front of him and like get eye contact. Like, you okay? Like,
yeah.
That was a thing.
Okay.
So as the people are like going to touch him, I would like to teleport us all back to the boat, like, and just leave them like.
Oh no! I was going to make a shrine here.
No, we got to move forward, Ed. Yell at Boomer to get back, and then try and teleport us to Tanith.
Ooh.
In the most opportune time, as everyone's like trying to touch Gaston and be like, "Nah, we're done with this."
It's like that scene in Star Wars with C-3PO. Like, whoa.
All right, so yeah, you call Boomer over, like, you get everybody together, and then you just cast teleport on everybody.
Yep, to Tanith.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know Tanith. So do you have to make a roll? I don't think you have to make a roll for that.
Yes, I do.
Oh, come on, here, break.
How well do I know? I'm very familiar, right?
So you're very familiar with Tanith, but you don't actually know Tanith's current location. Because Gaston and Boomer and Skippy sailed Tanith back.
So the destination you choose must be known to you, so the boat is known to me, and it must be on the same plane of existence.
Yeah. So so you know the boat, but you don't know the current location of the boat.
So what modification should he have on his roll?
Well, do I have anything from Tanith?
Do you have anything from Tanith? What would you have from Tanith? Like, give me.
I don't think I would, but if there was something from the boat that I would have on me, I can't think of anything that I would have.
Oh,
but
Abigail does.
Great. I'll ask Abigail for whatever she has from Tanith and use that as an associated object.
So Abigail, part of the prison that she has a piece of Tanith as part of its construction.
Okay. So then I will use that as my associated object, and I don't have to roll for that. Because it's 1 out of 100. If I get a 1 or through 100, it's a succeed if I have an associated object.
Oh, okay. So so you do, so she's got a piece of it. You're like, so when you ask her for it, she gives it to you without speaking to you. He is still. What's up?
Do we know the name of this town? We were there for a little while. We know the name of this little town, right? And basically, kind of where it was.
It is south, I think of. Yeah, I think it's south of Waterdeep. So,
cool.
Okay, so off to Tanith. Bloop.
I think it's south of Waterdeep. So you guys, the town's name is Loskirk.
Roquefort, that's right.
So you guys disappear. So but Abigail hands it to you without speaking to you, and it's definitely frosty. Like it's colder than the 8th level. Like it's pretty cold. So you guys, all of a sudden, Gaston, you're about to give a grand thanks to Ogma. You suddenly reappear on the deck of Tanith. Ogma, thank you for your.
I told you it'd be good, Nico.
You stop and look around, and you are now on the deck of Tanith.
Yes, oh, thank
you. I kind of know what the hell just happened, right?
Oh, yeah.
Turn around, look at Felix, and punch him in the nuts. Say, dick.
So as Gaston's standing like this, he's just going to walk past him and high five him.
Gaston's like, thank you up, and I think you're good. Yeah, right on. And it just gives you a high five. You look around, Gaston, and you're like, you know what the hell just happened. And you're like, God damn it. And you turn around, and you just drive a mailed fist right into Felix's bony junk.
Yeah.
I cast shield, so he misses unless he crits.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
I was about to say I only do 1 point of damage anyway.
Crit's it. Crit.
I don't think you get a +5 for unarmed strike.
Oh. Yeah. So I have 10. So you turn around and swing, and you just slam right into his mage armor. You just go, and you're like, you know what I meant.
Taking my hand, I'm going to get on my holy book and fly to the Temple of Ogma to relay the experience.
So you're going to hop on your holy book. So you're not at Waterdeep. You're south of Waterdeep. Where are you?
Didn't we took Kenneth back to the Waterdeep, didn't we?
We can say that if you guys did, and we're just walking south.
Oh no, I'm flying to the Temple of Ogma.
No, because you guys sailed like close to town as you get, because Boomer's all, Nico's in trouble. My Nico sense is tingling.
So we just stopped.
Felix has just been heading south with Abigail.
Yeah.
Apparently not talking.
Yeah, he has.
I didn't say going down. I said heading south.
Yeah. High five.
Out of curiosity, where are we right now?
You are south of Waterdeep on the Sword Coast.
All right.
Oh, I'll also hand Abigail back the.
Yeah, you
prison.
hand her back the storm.
In that case, I'm going to go to the captain quarters, slam the door, and have a prayer while with Ogma. Tell him thank you for the experience.
So Ogma will, you sort of get this. You get one last vision from Ogma. The people of Roquefort are in the midst of tearing down the old temple that they had there, the old shrine that they had, and are erecting one to Ogma. In the middle of like what it will be a library.
Hopefully around that crystallized symbol of Ogma.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta go and get the temple to send someone there.
And so Ogma assures you that disciples of Ogma are on the way. And then in the library, this is outside the game, but in the library, there is a Gaston wing of the library. And it is dedicated, that wing of the library is dedicated to the medical sciences.
So as we teleport back, I'd like to lean down, and pat Tanith, be like, "Good to see you, old friend."
Felix, I thought we'd never see you again.
I was worried that might be the truth.
And he says,
Did your lass do it there, Felix? Did she capture the storm lord? Am I going to fly?
And I'll kind of point to her pocket where she put it in, I believe that's the key to the skies there, Tanith.
And he turns around and looks at Abigail's ass that you're pointing to. And he goes,
Arr, Felix. Arr, that do be the key. That do be the key.
I'm sure that will raise many a mast.
Yes. Arr, that'll put wind in your sails. What do you say, lads?
And lead in your pencil to make the maps to chart where you've been.
Oh, Felix. Oh, if I didn't know better, I'd say you were a sailor at heart. You salty dog. You.
I've gone around the world a time or two.
Oh, I bet you have gone around the world and back. What do you say, lads? Is Felix putting his staff to good use? They all their crew. Aye. He's giving her the magic. Aye.
Well, our travels have been long and developed quite a hunger. Let's say we see what's aboard and make some lunch.
Oh, of course. I got the galley fired up now. Food is being prepared as we speak. This is a little new to you. Up till now, Tanith has been able to move things around that were part of the ship, open cabinets, open doors, things like that. When you walk into the kitchen, Tanith is actually manipulating things that are outside of the ship itself. You can see that food and things are being prepared over sort of the range that's there. A knife is chopping up vegetables.
Is he able to move the food, or does he have silverware awkwardly trying to move the food?
No, he's moving the food.
Okay.
Things are actually things that were stored in the ship that were sort of said to be property of the ship and the group are moving around by Tanith's will.
Nico's gonna run to his quarters and just go to where he stashed all of his or stashed a bunch of gold and stuff.
Yeah. So you get there, and Tanith goes, "Hi, don't worry, Nico. We kept it safe for you."
I lost so much money.
the blanket on your bed wraps around your shoulders. He goes, ah, there, Nico. There's always treasure and trade to be done on the high seas. How much? And the blanket begins to like sort of pat you down a little bit. He goes, Nico, and now the blanket's moving a little bit. Frank goes, Nico, how much did you lose? Nico, your pockets be empty. Your pants be flat.
1,000 platinum.
And Nico, you hear.
Hold me.
Yeah, the blanket wraps yeah, she just sort of comforts you.
You know, grab a handful of gold and just sort of dry my eyes.
Yeah.
Smear the gold.
Tanith is comforting you in your cabin as he laments your massive loss of funds. But the food preparation continues to go apace. But you hear voices of some of the crew, not the captain necessarily. The captain's a little busy. He's seems to be consoling Nico. But we're gonna have lunch ready for you in just a second.
What was our involuntarily adopted new sailman of the year? What was his name? Huh?
Abernathy?
Yeah. What's that guy doing? Is he adjusted?
Yeah, you hear Abernathy, like you hear him sort of sullenly go, oh, you're not going to braise the meat before you... No, I mean, I guess if...
wanted to try out.
Yeah, I guess if you want to serve him shitty food, that's fine. That's your boat. How would you do it? And then you see the knife go down. He says, move over. And then you see the knife pick back up again, and you see that it's moving differently. Like it's the way it's cutting is differently, and the food is being handled in a different manner. And he, some of the spices that are there get they sort of come up and then are put back in the cabinet, and some of them, and then other stuff is being pulled back down. But you can tell, like by the way that things are moving, it's a distinct individual, like it's a distinct person, like it's a little disconcerting. But you don't feel, it's not like you don't feel that there's a physical like spirit there. There's not like a ghost or something like actually there. There's nothing, as far as you can sense, Felix, there's nothing there but the ship and what the ship is doing.
I'd like to offer a mage hand if I can to help out.
Abernathy, the voice of Abernathy says, and what do you know about the culinary arts?
Apparently less than you do, good sir. Continue on.
And he looks at this, you may watch, hopefully you will learn something. And after a little bit, after like 5 or 10 minutes of like sort of preparation, and he'll tell you, hand me that. And he starts involving you slowly as you're like asking questions and sort of watching, and he actually starts inviting you in and begins talking about what he's doing and why he's doing it in the kitchen. Skippy, what are you doing?
I want to go. Actually, did Tanith get the new what they called crossbows, like the heavy crossbows on the?
Not yet.
Okay. So then I will go.
Tan still needs to be upgraded.
Okay, so I'll go down to my barrel.
Yep.
I want to go check out whether it needs like topping up water, like make it like nice, and check all the things that I've hidden in my barrel are still hidden in my barrel.
Yeah, you check the barrel. So the barrel is empty when you get there.
Empty.
Of water.
Tanith.
Aye.
Why is my barrel empty, Tanith?
Oh, aye. There was, we hit a bit of rough seas, and things began sloshing about. But don't worry, anything that came out of the barrel went back into the barrel, if you see what I'm saying. We installed a, and like, obviously nothing moves closer to you, but you feel as if a presence is leaning into you. He goes, and then you feel sort of this presence pull back away from you.
I've missed Tanith.
No.
I'll give like a...
And Tanith says, would you like water in your barrel, miss? Or
yes. Yes.
They say.
Yes, please, Tanith. Fill her up.
The barrel, and you're not super sure how this is happening because you can't see why this is happening, but the barrel begins to fill with water.
Cool. Can I jump? I want to jump in like as it's filling up.
Yeah. Yeah, you jump in and the water begins to swirl around you, like while you're in the barrel, like it begins to move and swirl around you.
And it gave you a hot tub.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna like curl up into a little ball and just like let the current spin me around.
Yeah, wash over you, rehydrate the skin, make the water nice and sort of poisonous and homey.
Is the bottom of the barrel? Is it like from the inside or is it from the under? Like, would I need to be? Can I access everything that I've got in there from inside the barrel now, or do I need to be outside the barrel?
No, you can access it. You can access it now that it's filled with water.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will. I'll just kind of chill out. I might play my flute a little bit, just get a bit of a shanty going along with Tanith.
Yeah, you begin playing. A few of the crew sing along and clap with you, sort of keeping time. Felix, Abernathy complains to you about the racket that the ruffians are making. Even though you can't like really hear it.
Yeah.
He's like, God, the singing. How is an artist supposed to work? I know I was made as an assassin, but a man has hobbies.
That's kind of artistry.
And so, yeah, he continues chopping, but there's a little more like vigor in the chops now. You can tell like he's clearly irritated.
How about we know any good games we could play as we work here? Take your mind off the outside noise.
And he stops and he says, all right. I will recite the poem. You tell me the author, and then yours will be.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, Abernathy fancies himself like quite the aristocrat, like quite, the wealthy, even though like you're all, pretty sure this guy is just like sort of a dirt bag.
Abernathy, I consider myself a learned person, but anything in the more recent times, I may not have had enough time to catch up.
And he says, "Oh, anything done in the recent times is of course garbage. I only recite."
Well, then I accept your game.
I hate Abernathy.
Well, and to your surprise, he actually starts reciting stuff from that you are familiar with.
Yeah.
And you guys are able to go back and forth. And Abernathy, you see him begins to relax, kind of warms up, and he goes, I guess not all of you are uncouth as I originally thought. From what I was told by my former employer, you are all thugs and adventurers. But you, Felix, you surprise me. This is quite a happy little surprise here. You are a learned
gentle man. And you guys go back and forth, and Abernathy kind of warms up to you. He tells a couple of jokes. All of the jokes he tells are like, I mean, just extremely like it's, and you can tell. Right? Yeah. I mean, and some of it, it's the Duke of I mean, stuff that you would like, but you can tell like he's obviously trying a little too hard, like to put on. He's putting on airs, like for sure.
Yeah.
But you you humor him, and you go back and forth. And he definitely like warms up to you. Boomer, what are you doing on the boat?
That.
Rolled your eyes so hard you fell overboard.
Boomer is raiding whatever is available to eat, taking it up deck, and is going to eat alone and ponder all of the tragic news that he has gotten, and will smolder.
Tragic news.
So you go in like, Abernathy's like, no, you beast, you brute, and like the cutting knife, the chopping knife that he has, like it's just like it stabs you a couple of times, and you're just like, okay, all right, that's fine. You just sort of like brush past it, and you like just scoop up like just what? And he's like, it's not even cooked, you monster.
Yeah.
You're just all, and you get stabbed a couple of times, and you just brush it aside. After it takes like to like the third or fourth like stab, where you finally just go, the fuck, and you just you kind of brush it off, and then you just like trundle out of the galley with an armful of like. Some of it's cooked, some of it's not. Like some of it's chopped, some of it's food, and you just like you walk out of there. And, Abernathy's just and he just complains to you. He goes off to Felix, like just complains to Felix about the great unwashed and how, of course, the only reason that he took the job that he did was because his father knows somebody who knows the king, who knows, owed a favor. And you're like,
The Boomer will be at like the top of the stairs and be like, "Hey, I'm Abernathy. I know some poetry too."
And Abernathy goes, "Oh, really? This should be grand. Go ahead, beast. What poetry do you know?"
Roses are red. Then he's just gonna fart for like a minute straight, and then at the end he's gonna be like, "And fuck you, Abernathy."
Abernathy, like he just goes, a lot of the crew of Tanith laugh uproariously. They think this is shit, and they go, Who wins? He wins the competition.
I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
And Abernathy just goes, oh, I can't be expected to live like this. How much longer? And all they go, for eternity.
Hey, you're the lucky one, Abernathy. You don't have a nose.
And Abernathy goes, what are you talking about? Oh, I was soaking into the wood. Oh, God, Boomer. Oh, if we had termites, we don't now. And they're just laughing their asses off like they think this is the funniest shit. Skippy, one of them tells you what just happened. While you're like, they go, Skippy, listen. And they tell you, they're all, Boomer, Well, Boomer just made the best poem ever, and they just tell you about the entire thing. And then, and he goes, no, look, you don't know. Look, here, you have to experience the sonic, and the smell hits you, Skippy.
Skippy will just, I'll be playing the flute, and I'll just, like, go under the water, but carry on playing.
Oh, yeah, you sit down, and you like, the sound of the crew's laughter falling down in the water. Abernathy is fucking incensed by this. Like,
I could see why your employer.
I think Skippy will find it very, like, Skippy will be very like happy that Boomer won the competition with Abernathy. I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah, Abernathy's all that wasn't even the competition. It wasn't. It wasn't. That wasn't the competition. Oh. Yeah. And he would, and like he'll take the stuff that was left on the cutting board, like after Boomer left, and just dump it out. And he's like, "This is ruined. This is not fit for anyone." And he'll yell. You hear him yelling at the crew, "Catch more fish! It's ruined. This was supposed to be a grand feast, worthy of Abernathy." And all of them are on. Abernathy, we know you like it. You know you like to eat the part. Your mouth was open and everything.
Am I still at the top of the stairs?
Oh yeah, you can hear all of this.
Hey, Abernathy.
He goes, what else?
You know, I never trust stairs.
He goes, you don't trust the stairs?
They're always up to something.
Oh God! Oh God! This is hell. This is hell. That's what happened. I died and I went to the deepest level of hell, and this is it. This is my punishment now. This is intolerable.
Are you cold, Abernathy? I'll ask him kind of slightly. Are you cold? Because this is not the deepest level of hell you could have gone to.
Hey, Abernathy.
Oh God, what?
I don't trust people that can draw.
What artists? You don't trust artists?
They always seem a little sketchy.
Oh.
God. Oh, this.
All right, I'm gonna go eat my food. Bye.
Right. He's like, oh God, God's above and below. Why?
So yeah, I'll come out from the room, just sort of like, yeah, a bit red-eyed.
Yeah.
You know, from rubbing the gold in.
Yeah.
Skippy's barrel is empty now. She's underwater.
Yeah, it's like you can just see the water. There's some like the water's kind of swirling and there's like occasional bubbles and stuff, but you can't. It's dark and the water is like.
Oh, at least he filled the tree back up. So.
No!
That's better.
You wait.
Yeah, Skippy. You're down there and you hear this massive. You look up and there's just this fat fucking loogie just floating around up at the top of the swirling water.
Yeah, then I'll walk up and say, Boomer, you're looking in good spirits. Who'd you kill?
Abernathy's sense of humor.
Oh, that loser. Yeah. No offense. Anyway.
Yeah, no offense.
Anyway, Tanith, still got any booze around here?
Tanith goes, I think we can all use a drink. Oh God, so much money. So much.
Don't talk about it.
What?
I just started feeling better. Why did you have to mention?
Of course, I'm sorry.
And a couple of bottles come rolling up the stairs.
Yeah, all right.
Back to you.
Oh. Wow, this is amazing. So you've been working out.
He says, I don't know what it is, but the longer we've been in contact with you and the living, we seem to become more aware of ourselves and the ship. Seem to be able to exert control over whatever is claimed by the ship.
I suppose I do have that effect on people. Anyway, let's go have a drink.
He goes, of course. He says, lads, let's lift one up for the fallen. And the crew goes, aye.
Salute!
They say, aye, salute. The gold.
And the loot we left behind.
And they all, there's a silence, moment of silence. The crew literally takes a drink. And they put the bottles back. And there's a bottle next to you that just gets poured out onto the deck. And they say, let it go. And he says, you hear one of the crew say, Nico, tell us about the gems. Tell us of the gems, Nico, just so we can live them one last time.
The dragon took them all. He was laughing at us. He was laughing.
I can still hear it.
There was so much gold.
They go out.
Is Nico doing this in front of me?
Oh yeah, he is unashamedly bawling, like just.
I'm just like eating the chicken or whatever in the front. And I'm like,
yeah, he's weeping like his team got relegated. Like he is just openly sobbing.
I'm still here.
You're so. Do you not see me? Because wow.
There is no greater loss. No.
You came into a lot of money recently?
Don't you remember on the elemental plane of fire that the dragon took all of my money?
You know, honestly, it's all a bit hazy other than Roxanne.
He grabs you by your beard, and he's just and dissolves, just sobbing into your beard, like just falls into your beard, sobbing uncontrollably like a child. Yeah, just right into the beard.
There.
Okay.
Sad human.
I need another drink.
I would also like a drink.
A small cask comes rolling up the stairs towards you, Boomer.
Okay, well, what are you gonna drink, Nico?
Everything.
Boomer, the dad act speaks up. He says, this is. Are you supposed to kill him at this point? This is pretty shameful. Like, he can't live past this, right? Right?
I don't.
What's the rule here?
I don't. Maybe I should ask him. Did
you say ask him? I think you should ask him.
Asked him a question.
He says, Boomer, you're the only friend he has. You have to do this for him. You must make the
Nico, you're a true friend. I hate to see you like this.
Have you got any money?
Have you got any money?
No, I usually don't have any. I was going to do a mercy killing.
At least, well, I suppose at least it would take the pain away, but I need to get it back. I need to get it back With God as my witness, I'll get my money back.
Yeah, I'll send you to your god.
Gaston at this point pops out, and he just told, did you need God to witness something? Did you?
Oh, witnessings are extra.
Yeah, witnessing. Yeah.
I mean, it's all sounding pretty clear. You're wanting to see God, and so you want, you could say a few last words.
Wait, Nico's dying?
Are you, Boomer? Are you strong enough to help me get my money back?
Oh.
I feel like the blue screen just popped up.
Just all.
Trailing around the screen.
The dad actually goes, he's all, son, he's right.
It's a trap.
He says, son, this is your blood brother. You shed blood with him. And clearly something great, I guess, has been taken from him.
Yeah.
We're duty bound.
Okay.
We're duty bound to retrieve whatever it was. We're duty bound to get it back. His honor has been taken.
Yeah.
And then, once his honor is restored, then
we kill him.
Then we kill him.
That's right. Once I have all the money in the world, then you can.
But we're duty bound to help him restore his honor, and then kill him.
Yes. That's fair. Yes. Nico.
Nico?
What was that, Gaston?
I said, how long has Boomer known Nico?
Quite a while.
On time.
The longest of anyone here.
Since level 3.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if Boomer's noted the trend of Nico not redeeming his honor in any way, shape, or form in any of this period of time.
Well, it depends. If you define honor
Nico's
as wealth,
I say Nico's honor is easily quantized.
it's easily quantized. What's your honor worth? About 1,000 platinum.
How much am I on worth? How much you got?
Yeah, how much you got?
Not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a question. So, Dadax has like memories of my past and everything.
Yeah.
Does Dadax like notice any kind of like, I guess like correlation or similarities between Nico and a family member?
I mean, not really. Like, Nico is so fucking alien to anything in the Axtal clan. Like, he is not, he does not behave, like, honorably in battle. He doesn't, the thing that they would liken him to the most, you guys had a sick dog, that was, like, an elderly dog, that it only had 3 legs. And it would, every time a fight would break out, the dog like obviously had PTSD, like it wasn't right.
That's how it lost its leg.
Yeah, and so every time a fight would break out, it would just run in left-hand circles and then piss itself. But it wouldn't like move forward, and so it's like the closest thing that your dad can relate this to is that you've taken, because you would take care of the dog, like you would, like this dog was, you know, and so the closest thing that he can liken it to, like why you have taken a shine to Nico, is your relationship to this sick old 3-legged dog. And he says, like, yeah, this will clearly, like, this is the same, like, you know, he always, like, because you looked at this dog as sort of like, you know, this old, you know, 'cause this old dog had served the clan pretty faithfully, and so you were like, no, this dog should be honored. Like, this dog was, you know, that's why you took care of it. And so your dad can only assume that this is why you have befriended Nico. And why? Because you have the same relationship to Nico that you do with this dog, where you don't treat Nico like an equal, right? Like in a fight, you're like, oh Jesus, he's gonna get hurt. Like he's gonna I have to save him. Like I gotta be there for him. And so you're like, no, like I gotta jump in and save Nico because he's a sick three-legged dog.
Gotcha. What was the dog's name?
The dog. Oh, let's see. Well, you tell me. He was your sick three-legged dog.
Nub.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, just it was always Nub. Important. I mean, Nub was never at the forefront of battle. I mean, he would always sort of bark, never straight at anybody because he couldn't be always with the left-handed circles. And he would always bark really loud. But then anytime the fight actually happened, just left-hand circles and then piss himself.
Uncanny resemblance.
Yeah.
But he couldn't turn invisible.
Well, he hid real good. He would just sort of lay down. But yeah, and then he would and the dog would make weird noise, smell bad. So
I see the connection.
Yeah. So what's up?
No. I don't understand.
And so yeah, your dad. The only reason your dad's I must just be taking care of this poor, sick old, defective human.
I mean, what it was is that the dog was actually out there winning the battle. No one saw it.
Oh, I know. They both had fleas, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I'll put my hands on Nico's shoulders and tell him, I will help you regain your honor.
I knew you'd understand, old friend.
And your dad, you can hear your act sort of whisper to, wouldn't it be kinder, son? I told you this was like Nub. Wouldn't it just be kinder to just put it out of its misery?
And then I'll sort of grab Boomer and revenge on those who took the gold from me.
Oh hell yeah! All the
yes, I'll bathe in their blood. I'll rinse my gold in their veins.
Yeah, you're gonna rinse in a Chardalon's blood. Good luck with that.
Hey, listen to him, Dad. He's got
That's a good question.
he's got the stuff. Okay, he's.
And your dad, you're son, he's gonna go in circles and piss himself. It's just no.
He's got some good fighting himself. He's got a good few years left.
I mean, and Nico's looking, he's way too distraught to hold his disguise self spell. I mean, he's looking up at you with his missing nose and his fucked up teeth and all his scars, just his big varicose vein face and everything.
Hasn't he got a nose again now, though?
Yeah, he looks like Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So it's now just Tim Curry looking at me all crazy.
Tim Curry staring up at you. Yeah, your beautiful toothy face.
Shouting about space and stuff.
Yeah, space.
Tim Curry, ugly crying.
Say again.
Tim Curry, ugly crying.
Is
I think he did that in the shadow.
Now ugly?
Oh.
No. It's funny.
He had a stroke, man.
So, now that I think about it, our Gaston did the shape stone to make your face look better, but he can't create stone. He had to take some of that stone from somewhere else to give you facial features.
It's a win-win.
The back of your head looks super fucking weird. It has dents and shit in it. But you don't know that. You haven't looked in a mirror.
Yeah.
So Gaston just went, Gaston just took the stuff from the back of your head, just went, yeah, but like sort of smoothed it, like a bald spot.
Ghost.
Yeah,
Working the clay.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly the best statue type person. I don't do the facial molding. I figured
Called sculpting.
The best, like, stone moving.
Stone shapery.
Evidence?
What it's called.
Matt, I think you'll find it.
Actually, I believe it's
I like stone shapery.
Stone shapery. Hey man,
Stone shapery.
Yeah.
yeah, sounds about experiencing things. So he's done the pottery thing with the music going and the lights. He's done that thing, but that's about as far as.
Yeah.
So while he's doing, he's like, Boomer, I need you to spin the statue around. No, it's the only way I know how to work. Like, I need you to spin it around so I can do. He's all, are you throwing a pinch pot here? He's like, no. Like, this is that's the only way I know how to do it. All right, hold on. Yeah. She's like, are you hard? He's like, I've seen Ghost a lot. All right, just shut up. Patrick Swayze's amazing. And then you're like,
Let's go hands on the pot.
Yeah.
I need a nun.
He's no art historian.
What's up?
There's no art and hedonist.
You stone shape your way. I do it mine. All right.
Are you saying dwarves know how to work stone better than a halfling?
Oh.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. So I mean, just a quick sidebar.
You want a grass hat? I can weave you one of those.
It looks like, like when you see those dudes that have had like a facelift in the back of their head, it looks like female anatomy, like it's just all like pulled back and stapled and whatnot. Nice. Like that.
That's gross.
Yeah, it is. You just go, I want to touch it, but I don't.
All right, that's what Boomer does.
Solid turn.
Yeah. So you're just ugly crying, and then you hear from down below, Abernathy call up. The meal is ready, although it won't be appreciated. And he turns to you. He goes, "Of course, Felix, not you. Of course, your refined palate." And you sort of smile at him, and like half your face is all desiccated. And he saw your refined palate will certainly be able to appreciate the fine work I've done here. Nice. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Is that Boris Johnson's the back of his head? Or Gary Busey? I can't tell.
It's not Boris Johnson.
Sorry, yeah.
So Abernathy calls you all into the galley, and Felix and Abernathy have laid out a very nice meal, and he calls everybody to sit down. And so when you all sit down, you notice that Abigail is sitting on the opposite side of the table, on the opposite end, but she continually glances over at Felix. And while everyone's sort of sitting down and eating, or drinking, as the case may be, and pulling food and stuff, you see Abigail is getting more and more agitated as
Gaston will go and whisper, "Hey, do you need to talk?"
You say that to her, and she goes, "Yes," and she says very loudly, and she goes, "Everyone, you need to know what Felix has done."
What did you do now? It's bad, Kitty.
Hey, Felix!
I'll just kind of
good
stop
kitty.
mid-fight, like.
And she goes, "No, Felix, no. They need to know you can't carry this alone."
At this time, I can.
Oh, Felix!
And she goes, "No, Felix, all of you. Felix is no longer does Felix have. He doesn't have to collect the 100 souls anymore." Hey!
Yeah.
Hold on.
Did you get 100?
And she goes,
"Have we killed 100 people already?"
"Felix," and tears start sort of coming down. And she goes, "Felix has."
Has she got a hairball?
Yeah.
Cat got her tongue.
And you can see she's desperately trying to talk. And she's desperately trying to speak. And there's veins popping out on her head, and you see her eyes are growing wide with panic, but no words and no sound is coming out of her mouth. And you can see that slowly around the outside, around the rim of her mouth, ice begins to form.
You should probably pause on that before you anger, the dude down below. You can just nod. I take it Felix did something stupider.
And she looks over at you, Felix. She looks, and she's like, you see anger and sort of hurt and confusion in her eyes. Like she thinks you're doing this. And she looks over at you, and she just sort of just all sorts of anger and confusion are in her, and she's like,
Can I take a bite of food or something that obviously makes it like I'm not doing it? Like I'm not casting or doing anything?
That just makes it look like you don't give a shit.
Makes it look yeah, you take a bite of you take a bite of an apple just so you look like an asshole.
But you know what I mean? Like to show that so
you can
arcanely
hold your hands up. Obviously you're making no somatic gestures. And your mouth is closed. Like you can hold your hand. You can hold your hands up and shake your head. Kind of gives. One of those. But you can hold your hands up and just sort of shake your heads, kind of.
Abigail, there's a time and a place for discussions, and one of this magnitude is not one that should be brought up this lightly.
And she will. Her face turns red, no longer with strain, but with anger, and she sits down. And she's not looking at you. She's looking down at her plate, and then she will glance up at you, kind of give you a hard look, and then just put her head in her hands and begin sobbing.
Pat her on the shoulder and say, "Why don't you come with me? Come to the captain's room. I'll fix you up a nice hot tea, and we'll have this out."
Tea. Mm-hmm. You're gonna give her some tea.
Yeah,
this is Gaston's specialty.
Specialty.
Sobbing. She gets up from the table, Gaston, and heads off.
As she's walking past, I look up at her and I leave a message. Say, "Can you talk this way?"
And you hear back in your head.
I didn't hear any of that, Ed. Sorry, it was quiet.
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh,
like physically, I couldn't hear you through the computer.
Oh, yeah. So when Nico messages Abby and he says, "Can you talk this way?" He gets a much deeper voice comes back to him and says, "Leave it alone." Cool.
Didn't I ask him to, like, leave her alone, though?
Oh, you?
Like, as part of the bargain that he didn't really have?
Yeah. So, you get a message, and he says, I won't let her spoil your fun. You can
Yay,
tell
fun!
you can tell people as you will of your new promotion and position. But, of course, nothing is final yet. You still have yet to meet all of the curriculum.
Perhaps after the food.
Yeah, I'll message Felix next and be like,
Hey, she can't.
dude, like, what,
Giddy.
Yeah, let's message Felix and be like, so, got anything you'd like to share?
Not at the moment, but we'll have a conversation about it as a group.
Are we all gonna die?
Uh-huh.
Quite the opposite. This is just between Nico and Felix, though. This is not for...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is me messaging Felix.
This Felix.
Okay.
But I'm also not responding through the message. I'm responding telepathically to Nico, so I don't know if that comes across as different to him.
Nico can't tell the difference.
Okay. Because this is a new way of communication.
Ooh.
So to me, like to Skippy at the table, does this just look like everything is quiet now?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's just sort of, nobody's talking, and everyone, like, are you looking at Felix while you're talking to him mentally?
No.
Yeah, nobody's looking at each other. Everyone has just sort of gone back to not.
So I would like take my like a chicken leg or something and just like throw it at Felix. Be like, "What did you do?"
Boomer will turn and go, what did you do? Wasting chicken.
So you throw the chicken stops midair in front of Felix, and you hear Abernathy go, not the art. You swine would not know culture if it was presented before you. Obviously. And the chicken leg will float down and be set near Felix's plate.
I feel weird because this is the first time me and Abernathy actually agree on something.
And Abernathy goes, oh, this is what it's come to.
Well, Abernathy, I feel that our friendship will have plenty of time to develop.
Of course it will.
Hey, Abernathy.
You are the only here of any sort of culture.
Abernathy. Hey, Abernathy.
There's no response.
Abernathy, you should really try blindfolded archery. You want to see what you're missing?
All right, Felix will just like stand up, hands on the table, like, all right, everyone shut up and listen. And then I'll share what happened.
What happened? I don't think I know what happened.
All right, as you all know, I had a previous deal for a collection of 100 souls. Good news, bad news situation. That deal is void. Bad news, I now have 100,000 souls to collect, but I have 100,000 years to do it. So the math is actually better. Boomer's head just blue screens.
1,000 years?
How many heads is that?
Yeah.
So I have 100,000 years to collect 100,000 souls.
One a year.
To be fair, it's a minimum of 100,000. You can collect more if you like.
Oh yeah.
Required.
I don't need to share that information with them right
now.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm going to be racking up numbers.
You got
That's what I'm saying.
You need to collect 100,000 souls.
Yes.
Felix, we need to have a discussion about your negotiating skills. Like, if you're going to represent me in negotiations, once I run this place, we're going to, you started at needing to collect 100. How did you end up needing 100,000?
Well,
that's all the numbers.
Boomer, go.
So instead of working against him, I will have much more of a say of who goes of these souls and who doesn't. I'm not being whole truthful because he gets to pick one a year, but I'm just saying in general, like.
Yeah. Didn't you get to pick them before?
I get to allow people to have their souls go to the extracurricular place they want to go after they die, instead of necessarily send them all to the Blood War.
You need to do this. I mean, I don't know how many people you're planning on killing. I mean, I don't care. But it seems to me like if you want to get out of this deal as quickly as possible, you'd want to send them all that way, right?
Well, time isn't necessarily something I'm too concerned about anymore, as my contract is lasting 100,000 years. So, what you percept as some amount of time is going to be a blink in what I have signed up for.
You won't live that long.
Hopefully not, but we'll see. Part of this, Boomer, is that he's agreed to give me lasting life as long as I continue to fulfill my obligation to him.
He agreed that.
So...
Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of other people.
Boomer will get very sad at hearing this news.
Was that great offer?
So I'm afraid that I will probably have many more adventuring parties throughout my existence, but you shall be my first, and you never forget your first.
And your first is usually as bad as an experience as this.
But I was able to exclude all of your souls, sans Skippy, of course, from any tinkering or malfeasance from Mephistopheles. So, as part of my decision to keep you all safe, I have signed up for this burden to carry it.
Abigail's upset about this. It seems pretty straightforward.
She also got her soul back, but
So
she
should be happy. Oh, women.
right? You do something for them, and they say, "No, I was going to do it myself," or whatever. I don't know, but so all of you do not have to worry about Mephistopheles coming after your soul or interfering with your lives in a negative way. But he has much more dominion over my direction of existence.
Does this mean he's going to help us out?
As long as our goals are aligned, yes.
Hey, a drink!
To Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles, I don't know if you can hear us. Chill my wine!
That's solid.
Boomer will get up from his seat and walk over to Felix, and he's going to give him a big hug and tell him that he's sorry that he does not get a glorious death.
Oh, I can still die, Boomer. Don't worry about that. I'm just immune from getting old.
I don't understand.
Yes, Boomer. Hopefully I never meet your definition of a glorious death.
No, like that's bad. You want a glorious death.
Right, sure. Please let me go. I can't breathe.
Just spitting beard out. just let me go.
It's not because you're holding him too tightly. It's the smell. And this is coming to a necromancer saying that.
Maybe you can write me a poem before I go.
Roses are red.
A new poem,
I
Boomer.
feel, as I hold you close to me, Felix, I feel a poem coming on.
Is that a flashlight in your pocket?
Never gonna do
Boomer, when did you start carrying a magic wand?
Never gonna hurt you.
So, can we all finish the rest of our meal here?
Nico's already eating.
With your wine-sicle?
How's that now? Are we still talking about this?
Gaston will serve his nice tea in his Temple of Ogma Psychological Disorder Division mug.
Yeah.
Just to let her know that, you know what, he's got some experience in this neck of the woods, and he's more than willing to just listen to whatever she needs to say.
So, she still can't say anything. She can't talk about it. And you didn't, Gaston, you didn't hear anything that Felix said.
Exactly. Well, I will try to get the whole, he did something bad. Is it going to hurt you or the rest of us? No. Your soul is safe still.
Yeah,
Okay.
she just cries and she says, he's so stupid, Gaston. So why would he do this, Gaston? He's so noble and stupid. He didn't have to do this. It would have been fine. He could have worked it out. I don't know why he would do this, Gaston. Doesn't he know? Have you ever cared about someone, Gaston? Quick question.
Pull out a book of my wives. These are the people in my life that I have married and loved.
And she goes, so you know what it's like to, have you ever watched someone that you care about just self-destruct?
Oh yes. Well, you met Alexa. She was at the temple.
And she goes, right. I mean, aside from the trying to kill you thing, she seemed to be doing pretty well for herself.
Well, but that's the whole self-destructive thing. It doesn't end well when you try to kill someone as awesome as me, who is a priest of Oakland. Just the knowledge prevents the death. So, I mean, she made a lot of bad decisions. She hooked up with some really bad people. She got connected with things that forced her hand.
Well, what do you do, Gaston? How do you pull them out of it? I don't know.
You try to give them opportunities to make good decisions, support them in the bad ones, and try to steer them better in the future. And then if they keep making really bad decisions and become toxic, I skip planes.
I skip planes. She goes, I don't know if that'll be an option, but I'll keep it in mind. This tea is really good, Gaston. And so
I've got some more if you'd like some.
And she said, and so's the company, Gaston. Thank you. Oh, I'm so embarrassed now. I can't believe Oh, all right. Let's go back in there and just try and get through the meal, okay?
See, when Abby comes back in, looking spirits up. Now, how about making Tanith fly, eh?
Are you raising your winesicle?
You like held it up and then went to drink it. It like chipped the tooth. Like it's like big no.
Not cool, man.
That was quite cool. Ice cold.
Cool. Ice cold.
Yeah, it's just frozen tooth. Real funny. Try to toast one of the lords of the nine hells. This is all the thanks you get. Jeez. Wonder if you guys have a bad rap.
Little humor.
Little devil humor.
It's not funny that somebody gets hurt.
So Abby goes, oh, right. And obviously latching onto this, like a drowning man latching onto any sort of lifesaver.
Yeah.
She goes, of course, and she holds up the arcane prison that she had constructed for the Storm Lord, and you can see inside of it that there's clearly like this tempest, like this raging storm swirling around inside of it, and she goes, we did it. He managed to capture an elder elemental spirit of air. And you hear Tanith go,
Should we be doing this in a dry dock? Or
I thought Felix was talking about her booty. I see now what the key is here.
How about it, Tanith, ready to get high?
And Tanith says, what's up?
Should we be doing this in a dry dock rather than, at sea?
Well, so Abby says, actually, Gaston, you're right. We can't do it here. Several upgrades will have to be made to Tanith before it. Tanith, what?
Which pronoun do you go by?
How are you addressed? Are you they? And they go, aha, I see your confusion. I would refer to us as they, for we are the crew and the ship. And they all go, hi, ha, ha. And she goes, right. So they will need several upgrades, structural upgrades that will have to be strengthened magically. Several runes will have to be put into place. This, and she holds up this storm-filled crystal. She says this was constructed to be specifically linked to Tanith, but the ship itself requires several upgrades before it will be structurally fit and able to receive the power within this.
Where's those Trixie gnomes?
They're sitting right across from you. And they're all, dude.
Oh, you're down there. Sorry.
And they say, we've been talking to Abigail, and I think we can affect some of the repairs, but it's going to be a little bit costly.
Wow.
And they go, I mean, but you've got plenty of money, right? Why is he crying? Why is he crying?
And you hear, and Tanith goes, yeah, it's a bit of a sore subject there.
How much?
Silver Thistle.
How much money?
When you say expensive, what type of numbers are we talking?
Well, the materials that would be required, some of them are mundane, things that you could acquire at any dry dock. These things would be, timber, pitch, nails, things of that nature. These things would fall probably at the a few thousand gold. But some of the other things are, well, a little more esoteric. A lot of the arcane things she mentioned, the runes, some precious metals that have to go in. A lot of them have to be tempered, we'll say, in unusual means before they are ready to be used in the ship. I don't know if we could actually buy any of these things. Some of them might have to be acquired through other means. I'm sure this group would be up to the challenge. But if we can get access to the Spellforge, that might help to speed things along.
So when he mentions the Spellforge, I'll also pipe up and say how Mephistopheles, like, he's actually, like, working against the demons with the Blood War and try and be like, he's actually, our goals are pretty much aligned on that, and hopefully he'll lend some help with that of getting back to the Spellforge.
So Silver Thistle will point at Felix and go,
yes, of course. Of course, no one is for the demons. I don't know if we could, I don't think we can beat them back completely, but I think hopefully we can fight our way into the Spellforge.
So there's some kind of war going on, right, Felix? Between devils and demons?
Correct.
And at the moment, there's demons there. Could we, like, open a portal and bring some devils through to help us out?
What?
That's a good idea. Let's bring devils onto the plane.
I'm not sure on that. I'll have to have a chat later.
No devils. No devils.
Oh,
yeah, everybody's all,
is your God gonna, like, reach down and help us out? No, it's all the knowledge and but not
Actually,
really.
Gaston, Mephistopheles is a little bit aligned with your god too, in wanting to know about everything from the arcane to the mundane.
Yeah, but for a completely different purpose. Almost knowledge for the sake of knowledge.
Tomato, potato, both make a terrible place in a salad.
Tomato, tofu. We both start with a T.
So,
yeah, have a chat with your boss, Felix. Yeah, maybe I'll be like Ribbon. I'll just be sort of start muttering to myself in the corners.
So when you start doing that, shadows begin to like sort of cover and swirl around you as you're like sort of talking to yourself. These shadows begin to move and swirl, looking not at all sinister.
But Ribbon, do you think is this like? Can we like get some extra material plane assistance on this one? It's like, is she cool with this?
Ribbon goes.
She probably likes Spellforge, didn't she?
And Ribbon says, "Oh." And then you hear the old man. You offering up the Spellforge?
Well, I've still got the stake. I mean, that's pretty good.
I think we could arrange some help from the Shadowfell. Yes, this should do nicely.
So we use the Spellforge to get our stuff sorted, and then I leave a little surprise behind to direct things the right way.
We'll tell you what to do with that stick.
You guys are so great.
He goes, of course. You just keep an ear out when we say when. Got it?
Would it matter if I didn't? Nico will come out of the shadowy talking to himself just like anyway. Yeah, that'll be fine. Everything's under control. We're gonna be just fine.
I'll telepathically talk to Abigail and be like, everyone's up to speed now about my situation, and you're worried about me over this.
Abigail Abigail goes, she looks at you and she goes, why did you have to make that deal, Felix? Do you realize that everyone you know, you're going to be so alone?
I was alone before I met you. Everyone I had known before had perished. It just seemed as an omen of what I should be doing. I'm placed out of time already.
And she looks at you and she grabs you and she goes, you're not alone now, you idiot.
And I won't always be.
She goes, God, and she kind of pushes you away, and then she grabs you and hugs you, and then pushes you away again, and then runs off. And then you hear Tanith go, hey, seems like you're heading into a bit of a squall there, Felix. You want me to go talk to her? I did a pretty good job with Nico's sister. I could probably smooth things over for you. We're pretty good with the ladies.
I wouldn't say no.
He goes,
it's always nice to have an extra guy help sometimes.
Right. You can never have too many guys.
Or they help, I guess. That sounded weird, right?
Either way, she's in good hands. We'll have a little chat with her later. That we'll smooth things over. We have a unique perspective on living a long time, or well, I guess not living. So
being around.
Hey lads, and they go ha 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 ha. And Abernathy goes, oh God.
Yeah, don't worry, Abernathy. You'll be here to help Felix the whole time.
Abernathy goes, well, at least he's the one who will be here for 100,000 years. Well, him and that one stink. And he didn't point, but everybody knows what he's talking about. Except for Boomer. Boomer doesn't. Boomer may not have caught that.
What?
And so Intana says, so where are we sailing to?
Waterdeep.
South, Tanith.
What? No, Waterdeep.
I am telling you all right now that if we do not sail south, I must leave without you. Or face great.
We can't. Well, we can't. We can't lose one of the crew, can we? I mean, but south is the opposite direction of.
Well, I'm sure we can pick up some of the supplies and stuff we need wherever it is the hell Felix needs us to go.
I guess that's true. I mean, some of the more mundane. Silver Thistle, you said there was some mundane stuff we needed, right? Right? Silver Thistle says, yeah, we need, some reinforcement. We gotta build things up around you. And Tanith goes, oh wait. They're gonna be adding things to the ship, changing things, moving things. So this goes, well, yeah. Right now you're a sailing ship. We need to make you a flying ship. And Tanith goes, oh, Felix, you know something about the process,
metamorphosis, I believe is the word you're looking for.
Yeah. That's a lot of words there, but yeah.
The change.
Yeah, well, so if they add to us and build things, or will it still be us? Does that matter? Will we still be here?
Arcane check?
Yeah. With advantage.
Have you heard of the
24
problem of Theseus's ship?
So Felix, you know that if they're building things up and out, as long as the structure is not completely destroyed, you know of temples and things, in the sort of the cult of Osiris, temples that were destroyed, but the foundation was still there, and the people that inhabited that temple.
So the mineral rights. It's the mineral right. The mineral rights.
Well, so the people that called that temple home were still there. And so, so in order for it to be like destroyed, man,
fucking cat hole.
Winking at me. So as long as the structure and the place still exists in a spiritual sense, then the structure is still whole.
Well, Tanith, how well do you and the boys believe?
He says, I mean, that's kind of all we got.
Then that's all you'll have.
And he says, so we'll be okay?
You'll be more than okay. You will be more.
You hear that, boys? We'll be more. And they go, ah! Ha, 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 ha.
They sort of look at Silverfish and say, you know, if we made you part of the ship, you'd be able to do it all from like the inside, wouldn't you?
And Silverfish goes, way, way, way.
Hey!
Just a thought.
And Tanith goes, plenty of room. We're going to be upgrading. So this is all,
no, thank you. I do believe I will continue. Maybe towards the end of my life. That's a kind offer, but
how long did Notice here? You like
longer than this, asshole.
So yeah, Lionheart and Silver Thistle like kind of put their heads together and they're like looking at you, like, you know, kind of giving you like, watch out for this fucking asshole. And so, but they put their heads together and they're drawing and making plans, and they're, you know, they begin going over every inch of Tanith, and they're making notations, drawing out the original blueprints, and then making the additions and stuff that would need to happen.
Yeah, I hear. I mean, all these mundane things we need. I'm guessing, you know, the warehouses in, like, you know, smaller settlements in the south probably not as well defended as warehouses in Waterdeep, I guess. Just say if we wanted to get a discount on some items, just when we happen to find some, you know, that were poorly secured, and you know,
This spell works out.
it's kind of giving them away, really.
Yeah.
So there is another part of my contract that I haven't fully explained to the group. There is a current herald of Mephistopheles that...
Are you telling us all this now?
Yeah. I'm telling the group, that, well, to get his job, I have to take his job from him. And... Nico, have you ever been without the bottle for an extended amount of time?
Of course, I can quit whenever I want.
Well, you know that drive you have to get to the next bottle? Amplify that to a magical level, and that is what is inside my skull, driving me south.
So, a mild desire then.
A quite mild desire.
Currently being driven by a devil-bound curse.
Contract.
Whoa. Legally distinct.
I'm thinking your thought processes may have been modified slightly by this.
Go ahead, try a remove curse, Gaston.
No. Last time I tried anything with his stuff, it didn't turn out too well for me.
So I best you keep your nose out of it.
I'm not really sure we should be doing the dirty deeds of a devil, sorry. I'm thinking that's probably the wrong direction for us.
You also know
that this herald is coming for you. So whether you show up there or not, it's coming for the current herald is also coming for you.
Yeah. I don't necessarily need to share that in depth.
Right. I'm just making sure like that's knowledge Felix has. I'm just making sure that you have that, you know that as well.
Yeah, Gaston is really not wanting to be part of any devil bargain. He thinks that's part of what Ogma has specifically asked him to do is to get rid of all these foreign entities and their interference off of this plane of existence.
I thought it was pretty clear it was just demons, but...
Well, we hadn't exactly started summoning devils yet either. I'm pretty sure Ogma would be like, now that you done did this too, clean up this mess.
I'm just saying, make an ally where you can.
Yeah. Devils
if anything, we're removing another devil, right? Because we're getting rid of the avatar, because there's 2 avatars right now. There's you and the other guy. If we take him out...
But there can be only one.
There could be only one.
So that is what I was told. There can be only one.
Highlander rules, and Connor McLeod don't tell no lies, so...
I haven't found an Egyptian Persian yet, though, so...
There's time.
Egyptian Persian speaking with a Scottish accent?
Yeah.
Calling himself a Spaniard?
Yeah.
Burn out the defeat away.
Also, Felix, you also know the current herald is also mortal. I mean, technically.
He's what?
He's mortal. Like it's not a devil. It's a mortal.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! Let's fucking ruin this guy's day.
I appreciate the sentiment, Boomer, but this is something I must do in single combat.
Oh, that's lame.
So if you need to do it in single
combat, I gotta go all the way to the south just to watch you fight?
Right?
When have we ever had one enemy, Boomer?
How far south are we going? Where are we going?
We're going down. Down the coast.
Is there? Do you know where we're going? Like how far?
Do I have any indication? Like, has the sense gotten stronger or weaker that I can make any kind of like?
It's getting stronger. Like you can tell, the current herald is heading towards you.
But I mean, like, do I have any sense of distance? I guess.
You think? Yeah, I mean, you think it's probably maybe 4 or 5 days sail south.
Okay.
So Felix, when we meet up with this individual, it's just one of them, right?
I believe so. That's what I've been told, and as we all know, devils have a very stringent code, and they're not allowed to lie.
So we just find this guy, kill them.
Yeah.
Take all the stuff we need to upgrade the ship, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Seems simple enough. Tanith, a song!
So the boys sort of start up. Boys start up with a rousing sea shanty about going hunting and whaling.
I know this one. Be up on the table, stomping out a tune. Abernathy stuck in.
So, Felix. Hey, Felix, can I get a copy of your contract?
No. You've decided that you don't want to interfere with devils, sir.
Yeah, but having the knowledge of what one of the contracts look like is very important information. It's knowledge.
Well, if you'd like to travel with me to the location in the 8th circle, you're more than welcome to take a gander at it.
No, and if that's where we're going, or if that's where you're going, I'm definitely not. Like I said, I had a bad experience with that guy once, or twice, technically.
You
and
were
I'd rather
warned
not
multiple
another.
times. You chose to stick your nose where it didn't belong.
Well, I'll go with you, Felix.
Talking about the big guy, I thought he was like just some dude. Like Baby Devil or something. Not Big Daddy Devil. Baby Devils I smack for breakfast. Big Bag Devils smack me for breakfast.
Well, maybe you should listen to your elders.
I'll go with you, but I'll watch you fight, even though I won't be. You owe me a good one.
Wait, we're not allowed to join in?
No, we're not.
Oh, we...
Yeah.
Are you sure that was part of the deal?
Very much so.
I mean, this guy who's coming to fight you, he will have the same instructions to you, right? But he might be with a bunch of other people like we are with you, so we might be able to fight whoever he's with.
As long as you don't interfere with...
A one-on-one fight, won't all of his followers become his when he takes over the job?
Well, not in the same way that like it's happened for Felix.
Does he have his own boomer?
I know nothing of him other than he's coming towards me.
You know his name? You don't know who he is? How do you know who he is?
That fucker's mohawk better not be bigger than mine.
What you do with this accounts for
Boomer's already like, this fucking dwarf. Oh, he's probably, I bet he says he's talking shit right now.
Just got one more scar on every muscle. Very slightly.
Right, it's just Boomer plus one.
Oh, I hate him.
Mohawk is just a little oranger. It's a little taller. It's a little bit longer.
He's got two of them.
Just a little bit.
No, he's got two mohawks.
Yeah. Two mohawks. Not just one. He's got two. Yeah, he's got two mohawks.
Yeah.
Somehow has two beards.
Mephistopheles instructed me that he has the same instructions and the same drive or pull towards me as I do to him.
But same model of that.
Is he working for Mephistopheles as well?
He has been for quite a long time.
Why has he put you against
kind of
him?
job security doesn't sound like a great decision.
Highlander rules can be only one.
I offered my services in exchange for all of your souls and for the help from the devil. No, to protect your souls, you fool.
Wait.
So is he after our souls?
Skippy said our.
Actually,
It's in my bones!
I'd like to bring Skippy with me as my plus one. Haha, Harold. Skippy is immune to your pull.
Always happy to help.
It's like the Predator, like dealing with like Arnold covered in mud. Like, I don't even see anyone there.
I'm here with my companion. What companion? You don't see the. Oh.
Perfect. But yes, as a way to put my foot in the door, so to speak, I guess planar door is a more accurate description.
Portal, really.
This is the only conclusion I could come up with, that everyone gets to stay in one piece without harming the group any further.
Seems fair to me.
Wait, this only fucks you? Great.
And Nico, you might find this pleasing.
This was your choice. I don't owe you or anything, right? Your thing.
I'll
like I say, I mean, I'm not.
I'll get a title of nobility.
Title. Now it all makes sense.
Won't be nearly as prestigious as yours as a duke, as only a lowly baron, but...
Well, don't worry, I'm sure you can work your way up.
We'll have 3 royals in the group.
That's right, Your Majesty.
Gaston's nobility too.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, Boomer fails that check willingly. He wants to believe that he thinks he's noble.
I want to believe.
Yeah, he's like, no, Nico's my friend.
You respect my memory.
He has my best interests at heart. That's right. So Tan says, I guess we're sailing.
Yeah, Nico be up on deck, sort of looking suitably, sort of salty sea doggy, up on the bow of the ship, sort of hanging off the rope, like south to glory.
Nico, you're pointed north.
Yeah, you're pointing north. Yeah, currently. Yeah. And you go. Felix, you say, Tanner, if you could just turn us so he's facing south. Tanner goes, hi, Nico. He's in high spirits. Well.
Bit heavy on the sauce.
He's has suffered a terrible loss. That's why he drinks. Now. Right. Today. All right. So.
Hey, Felix. Can we talk for a second?
As you wish, Gaston.
What can you tell me about this dude we're going up against? If you can give me some information, I can try casting the Legend Lord, seeing if we can get some more information out of it. The more you can tell me, the more I can find out.
He is the current herald of Mephistopheles. He's a collector of souls. He is also what started as a mortal, as I once did. And he's walking north.
All right. That's a little weak.
If you're calling your god weak that he can't find a herald of another deity, those are your words, not mine.
He's not strong enough.
Yeah. Just more probably not getting Ogma directly and probably getting some low-level flunky.
Some low-level flunky.
Like a grad student or something?
Intern.
Right? I'm getting
some functionary.
Hey man, the last time I tried this spell, the guy was so drunk I could barely understand what he was telling me.
Well, do I have any more information, Ed, or no?
What's up?
Do I have any more information about him?
Nope.
Can you tell me what his job entails other than collecting souls?
Doing the bidding of a devil?
He's the mortal hand of Mephistopheles on Earth.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do a legend lore using the book, and see if Ogma can get me any information about this guy.
What are you casting?
Legend lore. It's a 5th level from the Tome of Ogma.
I didn't catch it, Rob. What spell was it?
Legend lore, 5th level from the Tome of Ogma.
Legend.
Alright, Legend lore. Let's see. What do you know?
It's one of those spells.
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret. Oh yeah, it has ever been widely known. If the thing you named isn't of legendary importance, you gain more information. The more information you already have about the thing, the more precise. See this. The information you learn is accurate, but might be couched in figurative language. For example,
If you have a mysterious magic axe on hand, the spell might yield this information. Woe to the evildoer whose hand touches the axe, or even the haft slices the hand of the evil ones. I mean, you guys don't have that axe.
Ow!
Only a true child of stone, lover and beloved of more than may awaken the true powers of the axe. Only the sacred word Rudnog on the lips. All right. So yeah, you cast Legend Lore, and yeah, you get you essentially get it's like did you ever see the Old Guard?
Oh yeah.
So that billboard that the dude had at the end about what was her name?
All the saved, except it's now all the dead.
Well, so it's
Andy. Andromedus.
Yeah. Where there's references to this being sort of all throughout history. Well, at least for like the last probably, so the lore that you get goes back maybe goes back at least a couple thousand years.
Wow.
And this guy is known as he's a couple of different names that he goes by. There's the not super imaginative Shadow of Death. He goes the Soul Render. Huggy Bear, but just one really weird summer he spent finding himself.
Huggy Bear. I like this guy.
But his face, you never get a glimpse of his face. Like there's some images that come to your mind of sort of this shadowy figure. All of them, though, every sort of image that comes to your mind, he is holding. There's a staff that he is holding that has sort of these fractal. This like fractal spiral that moves up from it, and it's always ice.
Skull? I heard
Say
ice.
again?
I said I heard ice and you stalled on me.
Sorry, the staff, it has these like this fractal spiral pattern that comes up off of it, and it's always ice in all of the legends. They all speak of sort of a cold hand of death. There's one story that that it's that the guy is a living blizzard.
Hints that he's a spellcaster, or hints that he's got weird, tricky, godlike powers?
Unknown. Unknown. It looks like he is a spellcaster.
In the images, is he like tall, slender, short, fat, boomer-esque?
Different in all of the only thing that's consistent is the staff.
Alright.
In some of the images, it's sort of like it's a tall. You never see the face in any of the images, there's never a description, like a really good description of the individual. But in all of the stories, the only thing that's ever left is sort of frozen bodies.
Fucking drunk intern. Alright. There's that. Let me burn my charges here real quick. Alright, then I'm going to commune with Ogmar real quick.
Yep.
Is going with Felix a good idea, or should I head back to the Temple of Ogma and deal with our other crap?
Good idea. Any of this a good idea?
It might not be a great idea.
Well, it's basically, should I go with you or should I go back to the Temple of Ogma?
You get the sign from Ogma. It is a reluctant thumbs up.
Gaston starts pouring and drinking and pouring and drinking.
Yeah.
And he will wake up tomorrow morning very hungover.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you get a reply back, sort of like, look, we've run the numbers, and unfortunately, this is your best option.
Yeah. Gaston will burn all of his alcohol. Let me clear my alcohol inventory.
Yep. Gaston drinks himself absolutely stupid.
I might not burn all of it. I still have almost a full liter of hard alcohol. That's probably a little excessive for my little size.
Only because you couldn't lift it at the end there.
First bottle, chug, 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 chug.
Yeah, you lack the coordination or just the ability to stand up straight.
Gaston looks like he's a problem, man.
Yeah, so Gaston at one point is.
This is him in the captain's room.
Oh.
Doors closed.
Yeah, at one point you guys hear some very loud off-key singing. It's a hymn to Ogma. It's in a language that none of you understand, but you pick out the Ogma a few times. When you peek in the window of the captain's cabin, Gaston is bare ass naked except for the tabard. Yeah, and you can see how bad that room must smell.
And this is not happy or sad drinking. This is like grim drinking. Like, yeah. I'm here to forget my problems drinking.
Yeah, we're drinking until our brain liquefies.
Yep.
So you are having a rough go of it. One of the crew jumps in and sings with you. They don't know the words, but just in commiseration, Gaston, they're singing with you.
I don't care what Nico says about you. Y'all are right in my book.
Yes, yeah, it just a loud belch, and then Gaston just falls over.
Hopefully the ship will roll me over so I don't drown in my own puke.
Yep. Yeah, the crew just flips you face down. So they slide a pillow underneath your head. So you can think somewhere. Yeah. That guy was gross. That was disgusting. So you guys you sail south. Felix, as you are moving south, you can feel the presence is moving north, and the sense of where it is getting stronger.
Can I get a tell if he's sailing by how fast it is compared to what I've had the last couple days? Can I work out some math and see how fast he's traveling?
So yeah, you can get a sense of it, and he is moving faster than you are. You don't think he's sailing because you guys are moving pretty quick.
He's going to cross the ship as well.
In the morning, Gaston's going to have Tanis send a note with all of his findings from the legend lore to Felix. Like, hey, I didn't find a lot, but this is what I got.
Here's what I got. Yeah, so Felix, you know that from the descriptions that Gaston gave you,
you're probably going up against, based on all the descriptions, you're like, it's probably going to be slinging some serious cold magic. Definitely old, definitely experienced.
We get long rest, right?
Oh,
yeah,
Gaston.
You guys have had several long rests on the sail down.
We got a long rest.
You said we got several long rests.
Several long rests.
I'll send a note back. Be like, appreciate the information. Have your sketch pad out. This might get quite exciting quickly.
Oh yeah, Gaston's definitely taking sketches of this shit.
So you guys, as you're sailing south, Tanith tells you, says, we should probably put it here. This, if our recollection is right, and of course it's a little out of date, but this is the last port for several weeks. We should at least put in and get food here.
Oh, Ed, sorry, I forgot to ask. The Beat Lady's soul. How did I judge that one?
The which lady?
The Beat Lady, the one that bested Nico in a contest of strength.
Oh,
Beat Lady.
She's
honest, hardworking.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
Kicked the shit out of Nico.
Yeah.
She was good.
So she deserved to go to her existence after life as she chose.
She was a grandmother, great grandmother actually, as of 4 weeks ago. Great grandmother, as of 4 weeks ago. Yeah, she had lived a good life. Probably didn't deserve that sort of an end.
I saved her from another possible soul capturing thing.
Say again?
I shepherded her soul where it should have gone.
Right.
Instead of leaving it up to the Dread Knight's possible decision.
Oh yeah, no, the Dread Knight probably would have had her sticking around.
We get as far south as Golden State.
Did we find your playmate yet?
Okay. You guys were what?
I don't believe so.
The person you
You guys have sailed past.
We're off the map.
Yeah, you guys have sailed past Baldur's Gate.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you guys are. What'd you? Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, you guys are fairly far south. It's getting warm. You know, temperatures starting to get a little bit warmer. Yeah. So do you guys want to go into port here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Down with that.
So you guys, you sail a couple of odd looks as you guys sail in, as none of you are actually manning the rigging or doing anything, and yet your ship like sails in and like docks, and things are sort of just happening without, you're just sitting on the rail, watching, as you guys are coming in, but the ship is sort of, just moving in. Like some of the dock hands are going like, what the fuck are they doing? So when you get into town, you get in. It's a fairly small. Well, actually, it's not small. This one's because it's sort of the last port there. It's the trade there is pretty brisk. You can see there are several ships moving in and out. The port, the harbor that you're in is fairly large, and the town is doing fairly well for itself.
It's definitely not as big as like Waterdeep or Neverwinter, but it is a decent size. It's not just some fly speck fishing village. This is definitely kind of a trade, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of trade going on. You see a lot of flags you don't recognize, probably from ships, probably from nations to the south or out in the Sea of Storms. And as you are, as you're sort of, well, not you, but your ship is sort of coming to and tying itself off, you're being approached by a very official-looking man. Has a chain with a large medallion on it that has a what looks like a gold coin and an orb on it. And he approaches the ship and he says, "Hail there! Hail! Hail, good sir!" He says, "I need to know the country of origin. I don't see a flag on your vessel." And Tanith goes, "I'll show him a flag." Nation I sail from. Probably long turned to dust, this son of a bitch.
We should be flying Ogma's flag.
No.
every time you put it up, it just gets taken down. Like it just somehow.
I'm going to go up to yes, of course, a simple clerical error, and I'll kind of like motion him to follow me to the back to a more secluded part of the ship.
Yeah, he comes aboard and he says, I trust you have the requisite fees for docking here in Bain.
Yep, I'll
Oh, that one.
So would I know whether the Zentarum have any influence there?
They likely do.
Okay.
They likely do, yeah. The Zentarum sort of go all over that. I mean, they're strongest towards Waterdeep, but they reach pretty far.
Yeah, so I'll sort of take him aside and I'll say, good sir, yes, of course. Think you understand. I'll sort of roll up my sleeve and show him the Zentarum kind of brand. I'll say, yeah, I think you'll find we're on a rather discreet journey, and I think you'll understand that we want to keep things a low profile.
And he says, he looks down at the mark, and he pulls his collar down slightly, and you can see the top of the same dagger with the snake twined around it. And it's the duplicate of yours. And he says, of course. I just need the normal fees for such discretion.
Of course. I would know how much the normal fees are.
Yeah, so usually for something like this, you're looking at like 5 gold.
Yeah, I'll give him 10.
I mean, none of this is going. This is all going right into his own.
Yeah.
This is all just. This isn't going to the Zentarum at all. This is all just.
A man after my own heart.
Yeah.
I'll sort of clasp his forearm. Say it's good to be among like-minded souls, and then he'll sort of look down and see a place like 10 gold in his hand.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Would the Zentarum be surprised if one of their employees didn't skim off the top?
Oh, shit. He didn't see that coming.
33. Yeah, I mean, you actually, like, you shake his hand, and as you pull away, like, he feels weight drop into his pouch, like not the one on the outside, but the one on the inside. and he's just all. Like he cannot help but be impressed. Like all he saw you do was shake his hand, and then his like the inside money belt pouch got heavier. He's like, clearly I'm dealing with professionals.
With a roll like that, can I then like his necklace?
Oh yeah. You say I think you dropped this. Like, yeah. He's very obviously trying not to show how impressed he is, but he's like 10 feet away from just fucking clapping. Like, oh, that was a good one. Like, yeah, he's very fucking impressed by this. Like, I mean, you can tell like his estimation of you and what you must be doing down here has shot up several degrees. Like he's just like, oh, I'm dealing with professionals. Like these are like I don't know what if this is the one they sent to talk to me. I don't know what manner of god awful thieves, what hive of scum and villainy is in the holds of this ship. If this is the front man for the operation. If this is the best face that they have to put, like if this is the most honest face, this is the most honest one they have to put forward. Like what's in the hold must be fucking terrifying. And so he just, he's very impressed. He says, "Of course, sir, of course." He says, the North Star of Waterdeep will be docked here for.
The North Star of Waterdeep, yes, of course. Yes. We will be docked here for, and I'll sort of like just mutter in my head to Felix, how long do you think we need to be here to go out and see what is.
And Felix, you can feel this thing coming forward. You think, probably a couple of days.
A few days should be fine.
Yes, the North Star will be gone within a week, I'm sure.
He says, very good, sir. He says, the local office can be located, precisely 4 blocks south and 1 block.
Well, actually, Nico, once you guys are set, you can just drop me off here, and I'll find my own way back.
No, don't worry, Felix. We'll be with you every step of the way.
It gets too hot and I want to bail out.
I'm just saying you may want to gain a few steps. I should return rather quickly once this is done. Or I'll be dead and you guys will have a leg up on what you're doing anyways.
Well, if you you insist, Felix, I guess this place looks like it's got a few opportunities around. So, yeah, well, we'll be here a week and thank you for your guidance. Good. I didn't catch your name.
He says, my name is Christoph. He says, please, if you should happen to visit the Velen Mercantile Importer, please tell them that I was of assistance.
Christoph, you'll get a glowing recommendation, I assure you.
He says, you're too kind. And you go, I think you also dropped this. You hand him a small like pocket knife that that he had like on the inside of it on the other side. And he's like, before he does he puts it back and he does like a discreet check just to make sure that he does have everything with him. And
just give him like a wink.
Yeah, he's just like.
He'll get home, smile at the wife, and realize he's missing his gold cap tooth.
Right? Yeah. Oh, holy shit! You smile and it's in your mouth.
Taking the dinner he ate yesterday.
Yeah. So he leaves. And you can see him make a note, and he leaves a note on a little plaque that's by the berth that you're in that says North Star of Waterdeep, and he leaves you a flag to run up to the colors.
And I'll just, I'll sort of telepathically mutter to Tanith and say, Tanith, do you mind adorning this on the flag marks?
And he says, is this part of the ship?
It is now.
And the flag is taken out of your hand and is attached and run up the mast.
Yeah, and I'll just sort of turn back to Christoph and just sort of wink at him again.
He looks and he's trying to decide if he's saw that or not. Like he's trying to decide like what just happened. Like maybe there's something with the light, and he's looking up to see like if there's somebody up there or what. And he just kind of
put one on and sort of saying, best keep anyone with sticky fingers off. You know what I'm saying?
And he gives you a nod, and he kind of looks around, and then Tana says, because if they come on, their souls won't leave. And he kind of looks around, and he scurries off the ship as fast as he can. And you notice as he leaves the little placard on the berth, he makes a small mark on it.
Yeah.
And Tanith will tell, will say, just try and rob something from this ship. I'll take everything. So, you sort of the town is laid out before you. You're obviously in a like sort of a dock district of this town, but you can see that there is behind the landscape around this town as you have headed south. You are moving away from an environment that's sort of foresty, pine foresty and whatnot, and moving towards a little more jungly. It clearly rains a little, rains more here. It's more like Florida than it is like East Texas.
Do they have Florida men here?
Oh, they probably got some Florida man here, yeah. Oh man, did you guys read that article about the Florida man who dipped his hand in peanut butter before he punched his neighbor who's allergic to nuts? What? There's an article. He was pissed off. Him and his neighbor had an argument. His neighbor's allergic to peanuts, and so he dipped his hand in peanut butter before he fucking plugged him.
I gotta give that Florida man more credit for having more intelligence than like the last 20 Florida men.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like I was all man. That is an extra fuck you. Like that's fucking impressive. He's like, I'm
my new hero.
I'm gonna give him a black eye. I'm gonna give him a fucking black eye, a swollen lip, and a closed airway. Here we go. Mistake. Yeah. Sorry to sit in that article. Like, holy shit. That is awesome.
I was about to say, did he get arrested for attempted murder?
I don't know. It didn't say in the article. He definitely got arrested, but they didn't say what they charged him with.
He just got Florida Man of the Week award, and then they let him loose again.
Yeah.
Florida, Germany.
All right. Is anybody going ashore?
Is there a temple of Ogma, Gond, Melil, somebody related to Ogma?
You're in Florida. Nobody cares about knowledge here.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
They love Jesus.
Is there a mail system I can access?
Like hookers?
I want to send a letter.
Yeah, there is. There is sort of an arcane message service that's connected to the major cities.
All right. I need to.
Is there some kind of like? I'm sorry.
I'm about to say I need to send a summary of everything that's happened since last I hooked up with Ogma, and send that to the temple in Waterdeep.
Yeah, you can do that.
What's the price for that?
So how long of a message are you sending?
Probably about 25 pages.
So it's
Calendars like some shit.
I think it's a silver a page.
Cool.
All right, done.
Felix, are you getting off the boat?
Yeah, I'll go ashore.
Okay. As soon as you step off the dock, you step onto the land part, you notice to the south of you a storm cloud suddenly appear in the horizon.
massive storm clouds.
What time of day is it now?
What's up?
What time of day is it now?
It's early morning.
Okay.
And these storm clouds appear rather suddenly, and you see that there is wind. There is wind and what looks like, unbelievably for the climate that you're in, snow falling from these clouds, and the wind where you're at, and the temperature drops and the wind picks up, and the storm is moving rather quickly towards you. And as you are stepping off the docks, stepping off the docks and onto the land, you see the storm rushing up, and at the center of it, you see a cloaked figure, and you can't really see the guy's face, but you see that he's carrying a staff that looks exactly like the one that Gaston described to you, and with him are four other beings that are next to him, riding up in the storm, and everyone is sort of fleeing away from you. The storm is just rushing up, and you see there's ice and snow falling down into a town that has never seen ice and snow, and the guy rides up on the storm, and he points down, and his voice booms unbelievably loud, and he points down at you, and the voice that comes out is at first very loud, and then you see that the man with the staff puts his hand on one of the other people with him, and the voice that voice stops. So the first voice that comes out, it said, "Kneel, O town of Bellin, and then it cuts off, and then the man with the staff puts his hand on the one that was speaking, and he steps forward, and there's a hissing noise that sounds like ice sliding on ice, and he says to you, "Pretender, you have come to challenge me for the help. You are not the first, you will not be the last, but this is as far as you go. Your soul shall be with Mephistopheles."
You fool, it already is.
He laughs, he says, "A sense of humor. Good. You'll need that." And that is where we will stop for tonight. Felix defeat the current herald, the cold hand of death, to become the new herald of Mephistopheles. Will Boomer fight better Boomer and win? Will Nico ever regain his 1,000 platinum worth of honor? With interest. Find out next week on Good Guys, but not great.